99% of people actually fail on their objectives, okay, and that is due to some bad habits that we human beings will end up developing. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about why is it that 99% of people fail on their goals and the science of breaking bad habits. All of us we have bad habits. I have mine, you have yours. All of us around we have ours. Now, nobody is perfect. But on here, we're going to first of all, we have to understand, okay, why do we fail on our goals and the science of actually breaking those bad habits, because it's those bad habits that lead us fail in our respective uh, goals. It's obvious we know someone in our family, or we even us ourselves who have been in a situation where in January, okay, you say, oh, this year I'm going to lose on 50 kgs, okay, or this year I'm going to start a new YouTube channel. This year I'm going to learn a new skill. This year I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. 2 days down the line, some hours down the line, some weeks down the line, you find yourself going back to your old routine. Okay, the day you were giving yourself that promise, you were very very motivated, but some days down the line, you actually go back to what you were doing, and at the end of the year, you find yourself not doing any of whatever you said you were going to do. What leads to that? Why does it happen like that? In this video, we're going to break it into four segments. Segment one, we're going to understand why our brain actually loves comfort. Okay. Secondly, segment two, we're going to see why bad habits are very, very difficult to break. Segment three, we're going to see the biggest mistakes most of us will actually make. Okay, I'm saying us because I'm also included. And now segment four, we're going to see how to break bad habits. That simply means for you to understand how to break bad habits, we're supposed to understand how we got to that level. And then now, okay, you watch to the end, so you know, okay, how to break bad habits. So we start with the first segment, which says, why is our brain, okay, why does our brain love comfort? Now, an average brain, okay, the average brain of every human being is wired in one way, which is our brains are wired to save us from problems. That's our brains are wired to keep us safe, okay. And if our brain is keeping us safe, it means that what we're avoiding danger. That is why your brain tends to understand things like difficult things, like you studying for your exam, you going to school, you learning a new skill, okay, like danger. It sees it as something being difficult. Now, since the brain was wired towards seeing things like that as being difficult, what happens? The only response that the brain can give to you is that what the brain has to take you back to a familiar situation, a situation where it's used to, okay, it's used to you being there. Like what? I'll do it tomorrow. That's an easy option. I will do it next week. I will do it next month. I will do it next year. That is exactly why our brain loves comfort, because we have all been wired like that. We have been wired for our brains are being wired to what? Avoid danger, okay, and look for comfortability. Hence, your brain is going to what? Summarize, or your brain is going to interpret, that's the word, and you're going to interpret every difficult situation you find yourself in as, okay, you know, as what as or your brain is going to give you an excuse for every difficult decision you find yourself in. That's why you find yourself saying you will do it tomorrow, you will do it that, you will do it that, you will do it this. And you have to understand that what you giving yourself excuses, okay, means that what you're taking yourself away from progression, because comfort and progression are inversely proportional. For those that don't understand, they are opposite, they are enemies. You cannot be comfortable and progress. It doesn't work like that. You must be uncomfortable for progression to exist. So our first question was, why is our brain okay with comfort? I explained that it's simply because our brain was wired to what? To save us from danger, or to make us comfortable. And that's why what it interprets every difficult situation with what? An excuse, because that excuse is what it is familiar with. And for you to break out of that, you have to what? Get out of that shell of comfortability in order for you to progress. That's question one answered. Now you have understood why it's like that. Now question two is, why are bad habits very very powerful? I must say bad habits are very powerful. Bad habits are extremely powerful. Everybody wants to be successful. Most of us want to be successful. But the science of breaking bad habits, that's where the big deal comes in. Okay, you find yourself trying to do what's right today, and in less than no time you find yourself doing exactly what you have been doing for the past, I don't know how long. Now, why are bad habits so powerful? Bad habits are not created, are not created because you're weak. Okay, so bad habit, you going with bad habit doesn't mean you're weak. Actually, okay, bad habits are created from what? A pattern, from the pattern that your brain have been keeping. Okay, so the fact that you have a bad habit is not because you're weak. No, it's just a pattern that your brain recognizes it and your brain is familiar with. Okay, now every bad habit have three steps. We have the trigger step, we have the routine step, and we have the reward step. We have the trigger, the routine, and the reward. I will explain with an example. You feel stressed up, very, very stressed up. Okay, that is the triggering. Now, you pick up your phone, that is the routine. You scroll through your phone for 4 hours, you're already in that routine. Now you feel good, that is the reward. You feel stressed up, trigger, pick up your phone and scroll for 4 hours, routine. Then, okay, you feel peace, you feel good, that is reward. Your brain have recognized that pattern. It means for every time in your life that you are going to feel stressed up, the next reflex that your brain is going to recognize that one. Let me pick up my phone, because if I pick up my phone, I'm going to scroll for as long as I can scroll, and I'm going to feel comfortable. So you get, it is a whole pattern. You get. So now the next time you're going to feel stress, anytime you're going to feel stress, your brain will automatically want to go back to that solution it had. Okay, so actually you are not fighting the habit itself. You are exactly fighting what? A pattern. You are fighting a pattern that your brain have, your brain is used to, your brain have recognized, and your brain works exactly with that. Okay, so that is why bad habits are very difficult, because what? It is a pattern that your brain has recognized. Question number three now with what? The biggest mistake most of us make when we find ourselves in situations like that. Okay, most of us, we want to what? We want to try to change our lives with motivation. Motivation is very nice. Okay, oh man, I'm going to make it this year is very true. All of you that were in church on the 1st of January saying that I'll make it this year, the pastor will say this year is your year, and you shout amen. How far? Where has your amen taken you to? Okay, you're taking you to nowhere, isn't it? You still sleep in your mom's and your dad's broken house. I'm sorry. You still sleep on the mattress that you were sleeping on since 1992. You still struggle to have data. You still. It's simply because you got just motivation, and motivation is just a driving force. Okay, it's just what pushes you to. And take note of something. You can be motivated very early in the morning to do something. By 2 p.m. of that same day, your motivation is very low. By 9 p.m. of that same day, your motivation is gone zero. So you don't dwell on motivation. We dwell on discipline. Okay, motivation is just there just to take you going. So most of us have that, we fall into that trap of trying to be motivated, and which is very, very wrong. You go by that, you're going to mess up everything. Okay, so successful people don't go by motivation. No, a successful person is not going to say, do I feel like doing this today? No, you don't feel. You don't go by that. Instead, you go by what? You go by saying what? I will. Okay, then you go by creating a system that will make it possible for you to do whatever you need to do. Okay, for as long as you need to do it. That is actually discipline. Now you need to understand what small actions create identity, and identity is actually what leads to results. I think I talked about that in one of my videos where I told you guys about the book Atomic Habit, where okay, the results that we have is an accumulation of the small action that we place. Take note about that. So don't make the mistake of dwelling on motivation. Now, if you're not to dwell on motivation, what are you supposed to do? We pass on now to step 4 or question 4, which is actually how to break bad habits. That's the big question. Okay. Step number 1, make bad habits difficult. What do I mean by making bad habits difficult? Now, start by controlling your environment. Start by identifying what your bad habit is. Yours can be distraction. Okay. Now, your environment controls your behavior more than your willpower. If you hang around people that take, let me not say that, but you hang around people that do something that is a distraction to you, that is actually a bad habit. Okay. If you don't get out of that environment, you're going to be distracted. That's why they say what? Your environment determines what you do more than your willpower. You can be willing not to do something, but because you're around people that do that particular thing, you're going to end up doing it. You cannot want to start a new skill and you hang out with people that go out and drink alcohol Monday to Sunday. You are wasting your time. You are going to also start going out to drink alcohol Monday to Sunday, which is a distraction. So start by changing your environment. That is making the bad habit difficult. Okay, you have to have that if unhealthy food is always available and you know that you want to lose weight, make unhealthy food. Okay, just try to avoid any environment that you're going to have unhealthy food. Make the bad habit difficult. Okay, your willpower enough is not sufficient. You have to avoid any environment, avoid anything that will lead you to you falling back to your routine. So make the bad habit difficult. If it's time to work on your channel, and you are a phone kind of person that Instagram, TikTok are going to distract you, put them aside. Make your bad habit difficult. Next step. So that was just step one. Step two, replace the habit with what? With something. Don't just remove it. It means that what? If your bad habit was maybe you eating junk food, okay, maybe you want to move it. Your bad habit was you eating junk food. Now, don't just remove the bad habit, they replace it. Like they always say in French, la nature a always vide. In English, it's like nature does not like how can I put it, vacuum. It means wherever there is a vacuum, nature would like to fill in something into it. Okay, so if you are avoiding junk food for the length of time, what are you doing within that time? Go and do push-ups. You can try to say, I'm going to do 15 push-ups. It is nice. Okay, that is actually replacing a bad habit. So don't just remove the bad habit, actually replace it, because replacing it will now create another pattern in your brain, and for every time you're going to be triggered to go towards that bad habit, your brain is going to recognize the pattern of what you usually do whenever you have whenever that urge of what the bad habit comes. Okay, the third is what? Focus on becoming, not achieving. What do I actually mean by that? Okay, you're not supposed to go with the mindset of what? I want to lose weight. No, it is very, very wrong. Go by saying that what? I want to be successful. Okay, or you say what? I want to become a healthy person, because all of us know that what? People that are overweight are actually unhealthy. I'm very sorry about that. But focus on saying I want to be a healthy person, and for me to become a healthy person, I'm supposed to lose weight. You see, so you don't go by by the end point, by the result. You go by what? The process. Focus on the process. I want to become a healthy person. What should I do? Okay, not that I want to lose weight. So you can also say I want to be successful. That's not it. You should go by saying what? I want to become someone who takes actions every day. When you take actions every day, that leads to success. Obviously, you are going to be successful. So in conclusion, your habits are votes for the person you want to become. Okay, your habits are actually going to count in whoever you're going to become. You eat junk food today, you'll be overweight tomorrow. You don't take action, you don't learn a new skill today, you're going to end up a jobless and probably a broke person for as long as you choose to be, until you take action. So we come to the end of our video. I hope I've answered the question. Okay, and I hope this video is going to help each and every one of you out there. Do well to subscribe, like, comment. It helps the channel to grow. Okay, follow your dreams, they actually know the way. See you guys in another video.